The Detroit Lions, as much as some of you hate it, they cannot separate from one name, one man in a world where the defense sucked. One man's name keeps coming up, and his name is Jalen Ramsey. Brad Holmes had a villain shirt. You know what? It made me think of Venom. Venom, Eminem. He had on a villain shirt, not a hero shirt, not a good boy shirt, a villain with a Lions logo. Said it's plastered along the walls of Ford Field. It's something they came up with internally, which tells me that the team, the coaching staff, all of them have a chip on their shoulder. So now the whole team is full of St. Browns, right? And I saw this from Adam Shine. Says Jalen Ramsey trade fits. He lists Jags, Giants, and Lions as his favorites for landing Jalen Ramsey. I'm not going to read this whole thing because it could take all day, or maybe I will. Detroit Lions, the number one fit. He says the Rams and Lions executed the Matthew Stafford blockbuster, and both sides got what they wanted. Los Angeles nabs the franchise second Lombardi trophy. Detroit loaded up on draft capital and found a new leader in resurgent quarterback Jared Goff. A true win-win trade. So let's make another deal. Says familiarity matters in deal making, and these two sides are as thick as thieves. Lions GM Brad Holmes comes from the Snead tree. In fact, he spent 18 years with the Rams. He says, pick up the phone, y'all. Says Los Angeles can recoup some of that draft currency from the Stafford trade, giving its roster a necessary infusion of youth. Meanwhile, Detroit can build on the inspired second half of last season and break through to the postseason. Honestly, the Lions could be NFC North favorites in 2023, seeing how the Vikings' 13-4 record was fueled by an unsustainable 11-0 mark in one-score games. The Packers could be making a change at quarterback, and the Bears are knee-deep in a rebuild. Ramsey can help show Detroit how to get it done in the regular season and playoffs, giving a hard-nosed team even more edge. Ramsey would absolutely thrive in Dan Campbell's culture. Now, that is something that I want to put before you, right? I think, beyond a shadow of a doubt, before today's press conference or appearance on Good Morning Football, you could be like, Jalen Ramsey might not. It's about the culture. Guys that fit. Your general manager, who would be somewhat mostly responsible for bringing Jalen Ramsey to Detroit, had on a villain shirt. And I'm going to keep stressing that because that is a big deal. The Lions that we are used to are gone, and that includes same old Lions. We're not the goody two-shoes football team. That's not what he's saying. I see that in a lot of different ways. I see that the Lions are tired of being pushed around. They're tired of the fact that they were the only team in the National Football League to not have a primetime game, and then we were flexed at the NFL's convenience as the last game of the 2022 NFL season. The Lions are feeling some type of way, and you know what? This is my type of team. This is my type of team. I don't want a dirty team. I want a gritty team. I want a team that is sick of being overlooked. I want a team that is sick of being underestimated. And you got to say that in 2022, that was our team. Imagine this. You have 31 teams in the National Football League. Every single week, there are 16 games. Every single week. There are a total of 200 272 games in the NFL season, the Detroit Lions were the only team to not have a prime time game. Out of 272 games, they waited until 272 to put us in front of the world outside of Thanksgiving. I love this. Because that tells me that this team is ready to get stuff done. And I'm telling you, everybody, year 3 of a rebuild, you got to stop with that. The Bears are in a rebuild. The Packers are probably starting one. The Lions are done. They're done with the rebuild. This is cosmetic now. The foundation is there. The structure is there. The interior. Well, you know what we're doing now? We're painting the walls. We're putting flowers up. We're hanging pictures on the walls. We're putting curtains up. The foundation has been built, and it's been built on the character of these men. Right? It's time. I don't want to hear year 3 of a rebuild. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Lions finished the season at 9-8. Look at Minnesota Vikings. 11-0 in one-score games. One of those was our game that we blew the lead in the last 30 seconds. And then what we do the next time we played them? At the crib? Oh, yeah, that's right. Jameson Williams was wide open. Handed it to them. And then they got handed to against the New York Giants. Daniel Jones. They let Daniel Jones beat them at their own house. Sit on that. Sit on that. They let Daniel Jones beat them in U.S. Bank Stadium. And that's the team that we make it about it. So, the Detroit Lions are very capable. It's very plausible that they take Jalen Ramsey. We won't know until it's done. But it is very plausible. Okay? So stop all that. Because Brad Holmes had a villain shirt on. Okay? A villain shirt. It's a big deal. And it had the Lions logo. It's not just like he picked it up at Forever 21 or whatever. This is custom made. It is their, you know how 2023 or 2022 was grit? Dan Campbell, the Detroit Lions can and they will, and they did, right? Let's finish that. The Detroit Lions, they can, they will, they did. They should have. How about that one? This year, we coming. It's about being a villain. That means we taking names, and we all out of bubblegum. That's what that means. So it's going to be a good season, y'all. Be ready. Be ready for your Detroit Lions. Because we all out of bubblegum.